Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight it's the Alive Church Xfinity Series here in the Iron Man 175. A little dedication to Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. Of course, we lost him this past week. A great frontman, Black Sabbath, and did some of his own stuff with Ozzy Osbourne. But for tonight, I'm Dean Doucette. He's Adam, the Bulldog Newton. Adam, we got ourselves a little Aussie fest going on tonight.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going through some changes, Dean. I think we're going to have a wonderful time tonight listening to Ozzy and rocking on for a good race.
Yeah, I think we'll have a good time for sure. Take a look in on our current championship standing. And you can see Lance and Buckshot Ripka. These are unofficial, folks. We still have not updated to the official points. So Ripka out front, Wrecker in second, Bruce in third. Tight battle there, three-way battle for now. Brantley right on the cusp along with Jason Ratliff. Tony Ratliff in sixth. Greg Ratliff in seventh. So three Ratliffs, fifth, sixth, and seventh. And Jason Jackson, Michael Fleming, and Claus Williams. Has already got the hiccups, Adam. I mean, I got a little bit of Aussie drinking going on here. You never know what might happen.
Should have been that gummy, man. You gotta feel good to rock on some Ozzy for the night.
Listen, if I tried to do what Ozzy did, I wouldn't be here either. So I can't do that. I mean, a little excessive.
You gotta rock on, stay lifted, man, and let's have a good time watching these guys on this unpredictable new pavement at this racetrack.
Well, let's talk about that, Adam. What do you think about this unpredictable new pavement? Of course, we're not updated yet with the track map, so the track has changed. We've got patches there out on the track, some new tar down. Tell us a little bit about what's going on around the track.
It completely drives different, folks. It is a whole new ball game. The bump is gone in 1 and 2. You can really carry your speed, and it throws you off on exit even more than what it did. And 3 and 4, the high line isn't as predominant. It will come in at times if you want to try to wreck or spin your car out, but the low line is the place to be.
Yeah.
They made it super smooth.
Looks like 3 and 4. I mean, you know, there's 1 or 2 lanes, depending on where you are in the corner, that are not paved. Don't know why they would not pave that part of the track, Adam, but they did not, so it's going to make it tough on these guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And passing is going to be really, really, really hard to do here tonight, folks, because backing up the corners and protecting your line is a must. If you make the smallest little hiccup, even like what we saw in the Cup race or practice with Kyle Busch, these cars get stupid snappy loose now.
They absolutely do. As warm-up is just coming to a conclusion, guys will be getting ready to grit up here tonight. I mean, Iowa, one of my favorites, Adam. You know I love this place. They kind of took my line away in 3 and 4, didn't they?
They did, but you know the crazy thing is, I learned from the master himself, who's speaking right now. But I still, even with the repave, I did really, really good in my race here. It changed it up quite a bit, and the fuel, didn't make so much as a factor with the grip of the car, and that's gonna catch some guys off guard.
Well, speaking of catching guys off guard, we got Ozzy with us, the ghost of Ozzy. I think we conjured him up, Adam, And he is here, and he's going to be our little pit lane reporter tonight, so to speak. You never know what he's going to say or do. I mean, a very unpredictable. So let's go to Ozzy. He's got something to say. Let's go, says Ozzy, and we're going. Here's tonight's starting grid. George Leal out front with a time of 23.547. It's Wrecker on the outside of row number 1. You got Otto Viani and Brantley in row 2. Row 3 is Spear and Bruce. Ratliff and Valley's third in row 4. Tony Ratliff and Eric Beller in row 5, followed by Greg Ratliff and Rachel Hunt. I want to make sure if we're going green, we got to get to it here. Looks like the pace car may stay out here for one more. So we'll go through a little further back in the field here. And you can see it's Ripka, Jackson, Gilly, Whitford, Thompson, Fleming, Travis, Lester, Torgerson, Williams, your top 22, Rincon, and Hamill back there. And we've got LaPrime, Ian Spear, and George Dibble rounding out a 27-car field.
Yeah, and it looks like our pit window tonight, Dean, will be about 123 laps. So they got a good little bit of fuel in these cars with the all corn all around us on the E85.
Yes, sir. Love the corn. Got a bunch of corn-fed drivers out here tonight. So Leal and Rucker will lead them down here. 175 laps around Iowa. Pace car off the track.
Green, green, green.
We are green flag racing here at Iowa. Good looking start by everybody up front. Good battle. Nobody wiping out yet, so see a little puff of smoke there, but everybody's safe so far. Spear down on the bottom. Looks like Brantley up on the high side.
Yeah, it looked like a lot. Well, there was a couple guys got a little bit loose on the.
Oh, we got the Toad Man going through the grass. So he's all right. We stay green. Early carnage for the Toad Man. Tough conditions tonight, Adam.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't get no.
Oh, there goes Rick Thompson. He's around. He's in the grass. He's all right as well, and we stay green.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, Dean, is a lot of guys are really, really loose.
Yeah, and we're going to see a lot of that. Got to temper that car down. See Beller at 3 wide. Hunt looking in the middle. They get that down to 2 wide before the exit. Very treacherous out here tonight. Looks like Hunt's got some speed. She has to keep lifting back there behind Beller and Travis. Meanwhile, George Leal set the best lap at 23.85.
Yeah, Adam Recker's trying to keep pace with him right now, Dean.
Yeah, and I mean, Recker's been, both these guys, so good on the long run. I think Recker doesn't want to let him out of his sight, Adam.
No, and we got Michael Fleming trying to get around Troy Turleson right now, going into 4.
So there is a battle. Fleming and Torgensen slugging it out. I don't know where you want to be, low or middle or high, but everything a little bit treacherous.
Well, the worst part is when you come off that new pavement back onto the old pavement because the grip goes away. And that's the hardest balance of the setup right now.
All right, good racing back there for 16th. Out front, Wrecker still chasing. Leal, Ottaviani still in third. Spears picked up a spot to fourth. Then Brantley, Jason Ratliff, Darren Burse. So everything pretty status quo. Here comes Lance Buckshot Ripka, though.
Yeah, and Big Dog. Big Dog got a pretty good run off of turn 4 as well.
Yes, we got the Big Dog out here. Doing well. Up here, it's the Big Possum. You know, Adam? That's Mr. Jason Brantley.
Yep, old Big Possum. I wonder if Pork Chop's going to find Big Possum before this race is over.
These guys looking very good here in the top 5. Very stable. Got their cars under control. Enjoying some old school slick track racing here.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like Ottaviani starting to catch back up to Wrecker and Leal.
Yeah, they pretty much, like you said, status quo right now. I think guys are just trying to feel their cars out. And I think a couple of them are a little bit nervous to try to actually make a move. But, you know, you see Ottaviani is caught up to the back of Wrecker right now. He's trying to track the top leaders down.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job to be certain. Jason Brantley and Darren Bruce back in 6th and 7th. Looks like Ripka rolling up on them right now.
Yeah, I see some guys trying to change up the entry and whatnot, especially going into 1. It looks like they're kind of tippy-toeing the car down in, but you see nobody is up high right now. Everybody is glued to that bottom.
Yeah, they certainly are. See Tony Ratliff, Royce Valley, and one of our big movers, Paul Travis Sr., Pork Chop as you like to call him, rocking that East Coast web printers machine.
Yeah, he's got a new paint scheme this week. Liking it, digging it.
Little Earnhardt-esque there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Gray Ghost.
The Gray Ghost out on the track. Speaking of ghosts, let's go down to Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. You know, he wanted to say something about Mr. Gilly. All right, Ozzy. I mean, strange pit reporting out of Ozzy, but he just wanted to let everybody know that the Toad Man, Todd Gilly, the Iron Man around here, making mostly every race, and of course, you know, got this great league going. Adam.
Yeah, you can't say enough about old Todd. He keeps things rocking around here and keeping everybody lifted and playing glorious music for everybody to rock on.
What do you think about Ozzy's reporting here? Like, I mean, he's got a bit of a problem with words, so, you know, you ever hear him talk, it's hard to understand him, but if he sings, you can understand him.
Yeah. Or he could be like Ozzy and forget the lyrics like Ozzy did in one interview that he was given.
I'm sure it's happened. Right now, Leal out front, Wrecker on his tail as they start to stray away a little bit from Ottaviani. Spear doing a nice job. He's actually, well, it's just a hair off the pace of our leaders, so him and Brantley both. Jason Ratliff about the same as well. So what I'm noticing is these times, they're very close together.
Well, you see right there, Big Dog mixed it up as he's trying to get up on his brother's back bumper and get around Valley at the same time, and Paul Travis is actually watching what Big Dog's doing, and he's trying to do it as well.
Yeah, this guy's starting to come forward a little bit. Wow, almost a 4-tire slide for Travis, it looked like on entry there. Not a lot of grip on entry.
No, and that's part of that new pavement and whatnot. It really throws you for a loop. The Paul's got to watch, as you know, not to break loose right there when he comes up off of there.
A little hit of the wall from 5 of Greg Ratliff. He controls it though. We stay green, everything is well. It's finally moving in front of Valley. Valley continuing on the bottom. Travis sneaking in there and they're wrecking. Valley into the outside wall. Caution out on the track.
Oh man, that was tough break for Valley.
Yeah, not good here. Let's get a replay in on this and see what happened. See there, Travis trying to get to the outside, not quite to the wall. He wobbles, comes down into the 47. Car is very unstable, and wow, he gives him a few shots to get through there.
I feel like Valley's car is going through some changes.
I think it is. Now, you can't take Ozzy's reporting away from him, okay?
Let's see what Ozzy has to talk about.
Let's just wait for pit stops here and see what happens. Everybody coming in. Wrecker somehow out front. We missed that. So a lead change right at the moment of caution. I'm not sure how that occurred. Maybe we'll be able to get it. I don't know. It's like 3 people did not make the field tonight. Dibble, Hamill, and Ian Spear don't look to be out on the track.
Well, you know, and we did see a little hiccup out here. Some guys, 2 or 3 guys slid through the pit stall. They didn't learn from the other night, Dean.
Oh, tragedy for sure. Who are we looking at here, Adam?
Some guys actually driven through a couple extra stalls. We had Eric Butler. He might have stayed on the bottom side of the pit stall for a good couple extra stalls coming out of pit road, but.
So I'm not noticing any big movements here on the board, Adam. But you talked about it. Let's go down to Ozzy. Let's see what he's got to say about Mr. Royce Valley. Ozzy thinks he's going through some changes. He is down 15 spots and 23rd right now.
Well, the 2 that I saw right away on pit road was the father-son combination, Tony Ratliff and Jason. They both messed up coming into pit road.
Yeah, good pickup there. So Tony Ratliff, he'll fall. He's now down 8 spots into 17th. And who was the other one?
Actually, Jason did too, but not as bad as Tony. Tony kind of almost did an instant replay of what Jason Spear did the other night and sat in his stall just a minute before he realized, hey, look, I got to pull up a little bit more.
Yeah, it can get you once in a while. Early in the race, not as big a penalty as late in the race. So now Wrecker takes the lead here. I don't think we've got where he took the lead. Very interesting. Could have been under caution. You know, sometimes that caution comes out. Guys are still racing a little bit while others slow down. And depending on the timing spot, Adam, you can have a lead change.
Yeah, and, you know, we saw that Darren, the Wharton, he had a kind of slower than normal stop. I didn't expect that, neither.
All right, pace car off, ready to go back. Green flag racing here in the Iron Man 175. Wrecker gets a nice jump there. A little further back, Brantley back on that high side. He's trying to make that work. I think he likes it up there, Adam.
Yeah, he definitely likes it up there. He showed a little bit of speed from that last career. Wow, he really drove that thing in deep right there.
Yeah, that's how you get her done up there. That's my line right there, Adam. I like that line.
Yeah, he sent that all the way through the possum.
Yeah, Big Possum making big moves here. He's got a run. Spear doing a nice job. He hooks up off the bottom there. Very interesting there. Low exit at him.
Oh, most definitely. And you see right away what happened. That top 10 guys, they got a single file line right off the bat, especially after the restart. But you see further back, like where Jackson is and Rachel Hunt going up high to try to make the pass. Those guys got to get it figured out real quick. Otherwise, these guys up front will drive away from them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You see there, on entry and in the middle, Rachel Hunt better, but on exit, whereas normally the strength of the high side, really not that great.
Yeah, and just like the beginning of the race, George and Record, they took off. And right now that's happened again, and Ottaviani has got kind of left behind.
These guys setting a torrid pace out here.
I don't know if Rachel will have a big smile after that exit on turn 4. She just hit the wall on the exit.
Oh boy. So Rachel back in 14th right now. Derek Whitford right in front of her, along with Beller. There's Jackson as well. Jackson in 11th. Tony Ratliff, who had the bad pit road there, he is back in 15th. He's under heat from Michael Fleming.
Yeah, see, Royce Valley got his car fixed back up. He's trying to make his way back up into the top 15.
There is Valley, Rincon right there with them. Rick Thompson, after his drive through the grass, he's kind of trying to regroup and readjust. Same for the tow band, currently in 22nd. Robert Prime at the back in the Looney Tunes machine.
They got old Tom Lester out here tonight.
Yeah, Lester actually at the very back in 24th, so he's just taking it easy at him. And that's what you do. Sometimes you come out to these tracks like this, it's different, the car doesn't seem right, and you're like, you know what, I want no part of this early on. I want people to get, 50, 100 laps under before I start doing anything.
Well, I mean, also, too, remember what I told you, the pit window was between 121 and 130 laps. Some people could be playing a big possum game.
Yeah, they absolutely could. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I was thinking that Tony, especially as good as a start as he had, I thought Tony Ratliff would be coming back quicker than what he has, but I think he might be struggling just a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think there's a difference between being in heavy traffic and light traffic, right? You see Torgerson clearing Rachel Hunt there. Or that's not Rachel, that's Claus Williams back there in the pink machine.
Yeah, he switched it up. He's still driving that Chevrolet, though.
So Claus currently up 4, Torgerson's up 4, Rincon's up 4. That's 17th through 19th. Up front, Record still leading, Leal right there. We're going to go back to Ozzy here for another pit report. I mean, at this point, I don't even know what Ozzy's doing, Adam. He's just playing music at this point. I mean, I think he's trying to tell us that maybe Adam Recker might be getting paranoid about George Leal.
He could be, or he could be on that crazy train following this rope of cars around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right now, I see that Buckshot and got around Wharton, and the Wharton is under heat now from Big Dog and PK. He's been closed back up.
Yeah, Buckshot, he's been pretty solid here tonight. Up 6 spots right now into 7th position, looking good.
I tell you, I'm impressed by Possum. Possum is putting the heat on Spear. He's really closed up on the back bumper here the last couple of laps.
Man, Buckshot just sent it down into the corner and it stuck at him. Almost like it looked like a full send, but he did not come up from the white line whatsoever. What a move by the 52. There's a look at Brantley coming in on Spear. You're right, he is all over him, and he's got that beautiful new paint job he's rocking.
Yeah, you know, what I'm seeing right now is that, you know, just like the truck race I was in, that predominant low line with this set is just changed the ball game and how you drive this track.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you say change, I say it's pretty similar. You know, I've seen people using that, my old line. It does work up there. It just seems a little more dangerous than usual, that's all.
Well, the tires wore out differently throughout the run from the race I was in, and it created, you know, a different feel than you're used to from races past here. You know, races past year, you had to really watch your corner entry speed and kind of let it roll and then get back into it to not get loose. Now you have the grip so you can hammer down on the gas and, you know, try to get the exit, but you have to watch it because the speed is so great now, the cars get loose in a different way.
So status quo up front. We get into a little lull in the race here, Adam. Could we be settling in for a long run here in the Ironman 175?
I think so, man. I'm just watching the Toad Man, Ironman himself. He's rebounded good, especially after his spin down the front. As we see Claus Williams go past Troy, and right now Thompson is trying to get by Troy as well. Guys are really still filling out their cars, I think.
One thing I noticed, Adam, is the cars are wiggling off the wall on the straightaway, on the backstretch in particular. Guys making passes got to make sure they make note of that and give room, because if you don't, we already seen it once, you're going to get wiggled right out of there.
Absolutely, and one guy that has dropped the hammer, I think he's been talking to Harry Hyde or Cole Trecker, Buckshot Ripka. He is coming to the front and coming fast.
And there is the 52 of Lance Buckshot Ripka. Definitely making headway, and you can see this surges a little bit on exit there. That car just a tiny hair loose. Wow, he dives it in, and that's where he's making up his time, Adam. He's got this entry figured out. You can come in there a little harder than people think, and she'll stick.
Oh, it definitely is sticking for Lance. I've been watching. He's been gassing up that center off like nobody's business right now. And, you know, his car ain't going through changes like everybody else.
Wharton back here in 8th position, right behind the Rifleman. And then you got the Big Dog, so all the nicknames are getting in together. There's Pork Chop.
Right then. Yeah, Pork Chop's changing his lineup to 3. I think he's looking for some speed on exit.
I think we're going to see more and more of that over the course of this race, Adam. There is Spear. He's got Brantley and Ripka coming up on him, or hanging with him, however you want to look at it. Out front, Wrecker leading. Leal has fallen off a couple of car lengths, so Wrecker doing a real nice job. Is he overdriving here, Adam?
I don't think he is. You see, Lance just got a real big run on Brantley right now. Possum had to give that spot up. And, yeah, I noticed that Big Dog is doing a very similar thing to what Lance is doing, and he's got side by side with the Warden.
There is Greg. Whoa, a full send from Greg. Runs the Warden up the track. That was egregious there, Adam.
Yeah, it was a little aggressive, but nothing different than what we saw at a similar track from the other night.
There's Jason Jackson back in 11th. If I've learned one thing from him is never count him out. He'll make a late surge in this thing. I'm almost certain of it.
And he has here, Dean. He's been slowly crawling his way up towards the front.
Let's go back to Ozzy here for another. All right, I have no idea what Ozzy's trying to say there. A bunch of eyes in there, Adam. What's he trying to say?
I don't know. Even on a good day, sometimes I can't understand Ozzy.
I'm telling you. All I know is he's fun.
Yeah, he's buck wild, that's for sure.
So everything
Rifleman's catching up. Yeah, Rifleman's catching Possum now. He's found that groove. He's got a lot of momentum, Dean. He's coming off his first win. That was super exciting, and, you know, he put on a heck of a performance at Indy last week, and I think he's still showing that he's still got the speed and showing it at a different track.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He's going to get right around Brantley. Brantley moves over and kind of lets him go there. So the Rifleman on the move, up to 6 now. In front of him, Ripka, who's up 8 spots and trying to chase down Jason Spear. Spear, of course, the other night had himself a great race going, and, you know, unfortunately, the old pit stalls got him. And I think he still got a top 10 out of it, but he might have had a victory there, Adam.
Yeah, I think he could have had one as well. I caught the tail end of that. And that unfortunate, you know, pit stall stuff that bites you every time.
Yeah, it bites me all the time, Adam. But he having another good run, so he's found something here lately. Jason Spear in the 83. Perhaps it's that yellow paint bringing him some luck. But now Ripka closing in, and he looks like a man on a mission.
Tell you one that's on a mission is Jason Jackson, as he's just getting, he got around Paul Travis. Eric Bellows trying to follow in his footsteps.
All right, so Jackson's starting to come forward. Looks like Rachel Hunt's found her groove. She's up to 13th. Trying to chase down this group of Beller, Travis, and Jackson.
Yeah, but I had to give a shout out. I don't know what's going on with Troy, but Toad Man just got around him, and they're basically following, you know, Thompson's trying to get around Tony Ratliff right now, and Claus is just hanging back there, but Todd's kind of found a little bit of speed.
He's found speed, but it's ragged back here. We're seeing cars move around all over the place, Adam. Let's go on board with the Toad Man here and see what we can see. Pretty good there, smooth exit. Car unloads over that hill a little bit, can become unstable. Pretty good through the center part of the corner here, and correct. So loose off in front of him and in his car. Looks like some tough running here.
It is.
Meanwhile, we have missed the pass for the lead as George Leal has gotten by Wrecker and opened up a lead. Let's go to a replay and see what happened. So here you go, off the corner. Everything looks good here. Wrecker leading, no problem. Wrecker blows the corner. He just lets him go at him for the lead. I don't know if he blew the corner or just let him go. It looked like he just let him go.
I think Ozzy needs to go follow up and go talk to his crew chief and find out if his car is going through some changes.
Well, let's see what Ozzy has to say. All right, Ozzy tends to agree with you there, Adam.
Yeah, I was wondering if he would, but because that was a pretty big hiccup in that corner. It looks like he's getting really tight.
I'll tell you who's not is Otto Viani. You know, the laps are fluctuating for everybody. It's a tricky track here tonight. But Otto Viani's been consistently in the top 5 times every time I look at him.
Yeah, I see Wrecker fighting the steering wheel, and Jason Spears doing the same thing. But, man, those top 3 have just driven away from this group.
They have. Spears still holding off Ripka. Jason Ratliff trying to catch them. Greg Ratliff holding on in front of Brantley. Jason Jackson has gotten around the Warden. He's now in 9th. Bruce in 10th. Beller 11th and Hunt in 12th. There's Pork Chop, Whitford, and a Gaggle behind them. Cars are dancing like crazy, Adam. I mean, are these guys going to be looking to get on pit road here?
Some guys will probably split it. I think the majority of them are going to probably run it long. Because I think some of the guys will be about 20 or 30 laps short, depending if, you know, guys like Tom Lester, they may potentially be able to stretch some of this out.
Tony Ratliff, along with Rick Thompson, getting by Fleming. Here comes the Toad Man beside Fleming. He'll make the move, so Fleming's car going away here. There goes Torgerson coming through. I mean, Fleming hemorrhaging spots. Meanwhile, Wrecker is right there with Leal. And I'm wondering, Adam, was this a play by Wrecker? I mean, I've done this once or twice on a filthy loose track. I'll say, hey, you go ahead. I don't want the clean air. I want the dirty air to help tighten my machine up.
I'll tell you, somebody who hopes he have a tight machine, he almost went through a ride through the infield, was Big Dog. Greg Ratliff got super loose coming off for that last lap. He boat wrecked it.
Now let's go on board with him and just see what he's dealing with here. Head down into corner number 3. It looks good on entrance. Exits where the problems are. And it looks like he kept her under good control there. We'll go back to Brantley's machine behind him. And you see a little more twitchy here in Brantley's car.
Well, that and Brantley is putting a ton of wheel. Brantley is pushing this car tight.
Yeah.
He's got so much wheel in it, I can't even see the marker for the orange part of the wheel no more, Dean.
Well, we backed her out quite a bit, so we can see it, but you're right. It's significantly more than what we've seen. So he is tight on entry, tight in the center, and you can see right there, Jason Jackson goes by. We hop on board with him, see what he driving like, and you see there, that wheel not moving as much. Maybe in the center, a little bit of turn. Comes off nice and smooth. This is typical Jason Jackson stuff here.
Oh, yeah, and I see that, like Eric Bella, he's fighting the steering wheel. Darren Bruce, which is unheard of for the Warden. The Warden's usually silky smooth. He's turning right to go left, Dean.
Yeah, heard him in practice. Wasn't liking it too much. A little bit lost on this new surface here. Right now, George Leal leading, Wrecker continuing to follow, and they look rock solid, running 25 flats up here. Otto Viani just a hair faster than them over the last 10 laps, so he's closed in a bit. I love what I'm seeing from Otto Viani.
Yeah, everybody, ooh, the Warden just got passed by Big Smiles, takes the position. Warden got really loose right there, Dean. He is really fighting it.
How about Rachel Hunt? could this suit her? Could her, strategy, the early, maybe slow in the first 5 or 10 laps and get that thing to settle in? Looks like she's ready to come forward here.
I tell you, somebody that has went from forward to back. Old Pork Chop is struggling right now. He's putting a lot of wheel in that car.
Let's go on board and see what Paul Travis is dealing with. You can see car will not turn. He is just cranking that wheel, and that'll lead to that snap off condition too. You got all that wheel in when you're trying to throttle back up.
Yeah, and you see Troy is coming back through the field too. So we got some comers and goers, I mean, we might have to send Ozzy back down to pit road to talk to some of these crew chiefs to find out, what in the world is going on with these drivers.
I mean, Ozzy's all over the place. You just can't trust him, Adam.
I mean, I think Toad Man's on the crazy train right now, and Ozzy's driving it. Because this man's driving like a wild man right now, trying to pass Paul Travis for top 17 position.
All right, the Toad Man back here in 18th. Looks like he's settled in just a little bit.
Oh man, if you want to see a wild ride, I think this is better than Carowinds. Get on the board with Claus Williams. This thing, Love Boat, ain't got nothing on him.
I'm going on board with Claus Williams here. You see a good amount of wheel, not too bad though. Come up over the hill, she'll unload right there. You see the Toad Man doesn't like that unload. Williams pretty smooth.
I must have caught it at the right time, Odine, because he was rocking left and right.
Oh, I'm telling you, the Toad Man down the track, the Toad Man goes. He is down, he makes it onto the bottom, so he'll survive there. Claus Williams on the high side, got to be careful, Toad Man. That car not stable right now.
Yeah, and somebody else that was, making their way through the field, and they've found that the tire monster of Aichi, Fleming, man, he has dropped all the way back to 20th.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't go early tonight. There's no doubt about that. So Claus Williams makes the pass, gets by the Toad Man. And I mean, that car is a handful back there. 95 laps left. Leal, your leader. He's got a 0.5 second lead over Adam Recker. Otto Viani hanging in there in third. Ripka up 9 into fourth. Spear is falling to fifth, but holding on nicely with Jason Ratliff behind him. Jason Jackson, he's one of the comers. He is going through changes, if you will. He is coming up there. Greg Ratliff, Eric Beller, and Rachel Hunt round out the top 10.
I don't know if he's, going through changes or if he's saying, Mama, I'm coming home, but George Rincon is struggling with his car, Dean. He is falling way back.
I tell you, who's not? Jason Ratliff, fastest car on the track. I mean, last lap, he ran an 8.8, Adam. This lap, not so much, but he is absolutely coming.
I think the struggles have been enough for Rincon, because here he comes to pit road.
Okay, so George Rincon is coming in here. Bruce continuing to hemorrhage spots. He's down to 16th, Adam.
Yeah, and the one that keeps climbing, and she's doing it. Ooh, way right there. That was a big wiggle right there from Big Dog and Eric Beller. Man, that car got sideways on the backstretch.
So we're coming up. I mean, pit windows open, Adam. When do you expect him here? I mean, 87 laps from the start. We did have a caution, so maybe we push it to lap, 90, 95, something like that.
I think the leaders need to push it and stay out as long as they can. These guys back here struggling right now, they need some poor field goods. Because what's going to blow their mind when they come to pit road is, even though the car has been snappy, it's so tight, it is melting that right front.
What's interesting, we've seen Torgerson fall during the opening. He's up 9 spots right now, Adam. Was that all a plan from the get-go?
I believe it was, and he was, one of the ones I was watching, and so is Tom Lester. Tom Lester is doing pretty much the same thing that Troy.
Going changes with Troy Torgerson there coming up. Someone who's been solid all night long, haven't talked about him much. Derek Whitford in the 44, sitting in 11th, right behind Hunt, also having a solid night. So these two, I really like the way they've been patient with the car. I haven't seen either one of them really get out of sorts yet, Adam.
I'll tell you, this is uncharacteristic, man. The Warden just got passed by 2 other cars. Claus Williams and Toe Man just got around the Warden. He's fallen 2 more spots.
Wow. The Wardenman a little bit off. To be honest, he's been off for a little bit. There goes Pork Chop right by him. So something going on with the Warden lately. Got to get him out to a nice 1.5 miles to get him back in his comfort zone.
Well, one thing I like what Troy is doing, Troy is painting that white line at the bottom. And I think there's a little bit of extra grip down there. And he hits it right there on the middle of the exit like I did in my truck race. And you're able to stand on it on the exit. And he's getting good runs off.
Yeah, he's definitely catching up to Whitford and Hunt here. So is Rick Thompson and Tony Ratliff. So those 3 definitely are comers. Claus Williams, he's found his groove as well. Toadman's been following him, so a lot of changes around the track, but I got to tell you, our leaders, they're catching some of these guys on the back end, Adam.
Well, I was looking at that, and Tom, I thought, was making more progress than I thought he was, but Fleming has lost another 3 spots, and even Brantley. I'm kind of surprised by this. Possum has failed pretty hard.
Yeah, he's in jeopardy back here. Him, there's Fleming, there's Lester. And we'll try and get a better shot here. And we'll go back to the leader. You'll see George Leal, Adam Recker, they're coming.
Well, what I'm noticing out, the guys in first through 4, they're not putting a quarter of wheel that these other guys are doing right now. They're really
now. Can that be with running a 10-1 versus a 16-1 or something like that, Adam?
Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 explanations between this. I think some guys probably wanted to run a 12-1 or whatever to help catch the car because of the snappiness, but they probably ran a lower brake bias, and if you did that, that's trouble.
I think you're exactly right, but what I'd be interested to see, and maybe we'll go on board here with, say, Otto Viani, and we'll just see when they release the wheel, Adam. Oh, Greg Ratliff coming in, so Big Dog's into the pits here. Wow. We'll go on board with Otto Viani here, and you see he's turning it a bit, but see how he releases the wheel on exit? Some of these guys who got that snap loose, they can't. They're so tight, Adam, through the center that they keep the wheel in it so long. When they're getting in the throttle, they got that wheel cranked and they can't release it. That's what's creating that snap. You see Recker chases it down the track a bit, therefore misses entry. Here comes Otto Viani.
Yeah,
Fleming on pit road as well.
I love what he's doing on the exit, like you're saying. He's, but the one thing that I hear that these other guys are doing, Ottaviani's letting out way early, and he's not using very much brake. He's letting the car naturally take itself around the corner by rolling.
Yes, and that is the key to this track, isn't it?
Most definitely. I mean, that's the way you taught me, the way I adapted to it. And I know you hadn't had much experience. And look at the leaders. They're in a mess right now. But with the new pave, that's how I had to drive and learn real quick in that race I did. As Brantley gets put a lap down right now.
That's unbelievable. Looked good early on, riding around somewhere close to the top 5. He's now a lap down. And Leal about to go by Lester. Lester hanging tough for now.
He certainly is. He's, you know, and there's another herd of cars right here in front of the leaders, which, you know, this is a little bit different than the usual traditional races here at Iowa. Normally we're not lapping this many cars this early in the race.
Yeah, I think guys have driven it so different, it's producing different results. But could this be a good time to pit? I mean, Wrecker and Ottaviani kind of trapped behind Leal here with the traffic. I mean, anybody dealing with any kind of mess out there, it's a great time to get on pit road.
It is, and you see right there up there in front of Leal, Pork Chop just about knocked a wall down on the exit. I mean, he is fighting his car so terribly right now.
Yeah, it's time to pit. I mean, we're on lap 100 to 175. The Iron Man 175. Let's go back to Ozzy here and hear another little bit more from him. All right, I don't know what he's saying, Adam. He thinks he's Iron Man or something. Someone's gotta get him a coffee down there.
Oh, 2 more to pit road, 3 more.
Oh, and one missed. Pork Chop missed pit road, and now he stopped and tried to reverse, and he caused a yellow, Adam.
Yeah, I knew he got on the pit road hot. I was on Ronnie's cam right there. That was rough.
You just can't do that reverse on the track. That'll bring out a yellow. Let's go to it and make sure we seen what we saw. Here is Paul Travis Sr. So he's trying to get down there. Too much speed. Car right through. He stops it and says, I'm close enough. And he tries to reverse. Caution caused on the track. And then he goes forward, realizing what he'd done. So very interesting there. That'll bum out some of these people here.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Pork Chop. And now you see, you know, the guys that pitted there, there's going to be a mix of strategy all over again, kind of like the other night.
Yeah, I don't see anybody taking 2 tonight, though, Adam.
Nah, but, you know, now since we have a different situation and everybody's going to be on freshies now, they definitely have the gas to the end of the race.
See Ripka Ratliff battling off a pit road. I think Jason might have got him there. So Jason Ratliff perhaps up to 4th. No, Ripka will come back around him. So Ripka got that spot. And it looks like Ripka with a 14.6. The actual install time, one of the best. Tony Ratliff, one of the other ones with a really good install time.
And we will have a couple of wave rounds. So those guys are going to be a little bit of a tire disadvantage, but you know, these restarts can be really tricky right now, and could see some carnage.
Yeah, that's Greg Ratliff. You got Brantley, and it looks like Fleming's up here. So those 3, along with, if I can find them here, LaPrime, anyway. LaPrime is the other one up there. Lester heads back into pit road, or in for the first time, I'm not sure. And Lester, I think he was the lucky dog, Adam. He did a good job fighting the leaders there for a lap or 2, and it might have been just enough to get the lucky dog.
Yeah, that was perfect strategy by him to try to stay up in front of George to get the lucky dog. But, you know, everything could change in an instant.
Ozzy going through changes one more time.
Yeah, they're getting ready to tighten it up for this restart, Dean. It should be exciting.
Oh, here we go. Leal and Ricker, Ripka and Ottaviani, Spear and Jason Ratliff, your top 6 pace car off the track.
Green, green, green.
Great launch there. Jackson missed a shift or something. He's slow in the middle. Torgerson had to stay off of him. They all get that sorted out. Go back towards the front. Ripka ripping the middle lane there. Right around Ottaviani goes to 52.
Yeah, he got a heck of a restart right there. I think he's going to try to make some noise this time.
Yeah, he coming. He said, I'm going to get her done here. Hell or high water, I'm going to the front. A little further back, Torgerson and Hunt, who were the great long-run cars, now they got to deal with this short-run heat here, along with Claus Williams as well.
And this may pay dividends for some of these guys, especially with the, shorter run. You're not having to do as
Recker going for the lead. So Adam Recker says, I want the lead, I want it now. He gets underneath the Leal. They go side by side. Out of the corner, looks like Leal has the better run, but Recker's still there.
Wonder if he called J.G. Whitworth on that one.
He may have. He falls back in line. So attempt thwarted. Torgerson and Jackson, two guys who worked their way through the field, doing battle back here for 7th. Whitford right in it.
Yeah, I was impressed. Troy Torgerson is definitely trying to get back in the mix. Him and Jason Jackson are fighting hard right now.
Yeah, Jackson wins that battle, but both him and Torgerson found something late in that run. Whitford, he'd been soloed all night. He comes on the outside. You got to watch the side-by-side action. You don't want to wear your stuff out.
No, you definitely don't want to do that.
All right, so Whitford going to take that spot. Torgerson finds his home. Out front, Recker right to the rear of Leal.
Yeah, the top 5 looks status quo at the minute.
Recker all over him. This is what I like to do, Adam. Get on that bumper. Harass him. See if you can't get him to overdrive the corner or get loose. Take the air off him. Well, actually, then we know someone who likes to do that to me, Adam.
Yeah, there's a couple people that like to do that to you, but yeah, I definitely see he's really putting it in there, but Buckshot hadn't gone away like I thought he would.
No, Buckshot comfortably in 3rd. He's learned he's not going to burn him up here. He's going to do what he can. He took a spot and he settled in. Ottaviani 4th, Spear in 5th. Great nights for those guys. Jason Ratliff lurking here in 6th. So everything getting settled down. Bruce and the Toad Man, 13th and 14th, they made a little bit of hay here. Rachel Hunt in 12th right now. Rick Thompson, who was through the grass in the early portion of the race, he's finding his groove right behind Tony Ratliff, who's in the top 10. Looks like everybody's found their way now, Adam. I mean, it's almost like, the track was so new, they just needed some laps on it.
Yeah, I think the rubber has definitely settled down into the track some of these guys. I mean, we're at 116 right now. The top two are doing like they did the last run. They're pulling away. But somebody's really going to have to step it up if they're going to play spoiler to win this race.
Well, Jason Ratliff doing just that. He goes by Jason Spear. So the Rifleman up into the top 5 now. Ottaviani all over Ripka.
Yeah, what I'm seeing back here in the back, the guys that were having struggles last run are still struggling. Big Smile, she's still trying to fight to get back in that top 10, but Troy is falling off the pace just like he did that last run. I'm wondering if he's saving to do like he did in that last run to make a push.
I think, Adam, both drivers you just mentioned, Hunt and Torgerson, they're going to do what they do. Here goes Jason Ratliff. Couldn't get it done on the bottom. He'll take to the high side. Can he get to the outside Ottaviani? Almost a shocker coming in here. Great move by the 55.
Man, you got a monster run right there, but Ottaviani's holding tight down low, Dean.
Ottaviani's holding tight, but he can't hold him off. The Rifleman into 4th. Is he overdriving is the question. He's got the speed. He's making headway. 55 to go at the line for George Leal.
Well, those guys up front are turning some of the fastest laps they've turned. They're a tenth faster than this pile right here with Whitford, Jackson, Troy, Ratliff, Thompson. They're just not really going nowhere at the minute.
Fastest man on the track is the Rifleman, though, and he's doing it while passing cars, Adam. So the 55 is flying around the track.
I tell you, Toadman should get the turnaround award for tonight. Had the hiccup at the beginning of the race, and he's then clawed his way back up to 14th position.
No, Ozzy deemed him the Iron Man, so who knows? Ripka fighting for his life here. He ain't going to give up a spot. We know that. So Jason Ratliff going to have to earn 3rd place here. And I always thought this was a mistake, Adam. Racing for a spot you're going to lose over and over again, just burning your stuff up. It never made any sense to me.
Yeah, and he, he's putting it forward, but I think maybe he thinks he's got something to go up here and contend for the win tonight.
Yeah, well, Jason Ratliff has something to say about that as he made the pass. He is in 3rd now. Ottaviani takes to stalking Ripka now from 5th, and up front, the status quo up there.
Yeah,
a little further back, Tony Ratliff underneath of Jason Jackson. Here comes Rick Thompson. Oh, contact almost. They are rubbing paint there. Rick Thompson edging his way on through. Here comes Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt's made a little push. He's gained a couple spots here in the last few laps.
Yeah, she did the right thing. I mean, in this car, it's 5 or 10 laps. You do not want to go hard. Now's the time to start driving that thing. I think she's done it right. George Leal leading. Wrecker all over him.
I'm kind of wondering about Spear. He doesn't look as comfortable as he did that first run of the race, Dean. He's not showing that top 4 speed.
You see Bryce Reiner out in the chat, and he said, taught by guess who? Is he insinuating he taught you how to drive, Adam?
I don't know, but I need him to come polish my trophy. It's getting a little dull.
Wrecker going for the lead. Adam Wrecker to the front. How about that? Adam Wrecker gets by Leal here on lap 127. What a nice pass he made there.
Yeah, he timed that perfect. And the one guy I keep watching, and he is stalking Buckshot right now. And I think he might do, excuse me, like the last run he did. Zadagiani, he's starting to put the heat on Buckshot again.
All right, so Otto Viani chasing Lance Buckshot Ripka.
It's good to hear from Batman, though. You know, we have our weekly sandbagging and whatnot, but it's good to hear him out listening to us on a TV tonight.
Absolutely. Always good to have Batman out in the chat. Of course, we got Doyle Lawrence out there. He is rooting on Troy Torgerson, up 13 spots into 8th. Been an up and down evening. He fell early, seemingly part of the plan. He came back late in that run and picked up a bunch of spots. This a little bit of a shorter run. It's gone a tad bit harder. I think he's ready to come forward again, Adam.
Yeah, and I don't know what's happened to Big Dog. Big Dog is struggling right now. Him and Rincon are riding the rim up here at 3 and 4. It's like their cars are just extremely tight.
Yeah, well, they're not on the lead lap, Adam. I'm not sure what's going on with them, but yeah, they've gone to the high side, try and find something up there. Otto Viani still stuck back here in 5th. Ripka 4th. Jason Ratliff 3rd. Leal losing Wrecker a little bit. Wrecker putting another gear down at him, and you see him touch that paint on the bottom. I love it.
Oh, yeah, man. He's hugging that bottom like nobody's business, but I'm telling you, I keep peeking back here every now and then to check on Toad Man. He's gained another position in that RGR Nation car, and he's coming up on the back bumper of the Wharton again.
All right, let's go to Ozzy for another pit report here. All right, Ozzy. Still calling him Iron Man here, the Toad Man, Iron Man, if you will. Coming up on the Warden, a battle for 12th, ready to ensue.
And I think old Troy is getting his gloves back on because he's peeking at the inside every now and then of Whitford. Looks like he's been saved a little bit, and he's coming back up through the field.
Well, I think him and Tony Ratliff both, you don't count Whitford. Whitford's been rock solid all night. So these 3 cars together, I mean, really, the top 10, Adam, been solid. Rick Thompson might be one of the bigger stories, along with Rachel Hunt in 10th and 11th. I mean, Thompson threw the grass early to the back of the field, no caution. He finds himself in 10th now. Hunt has been solid all night, and maybe one of the best cars on the long run. Can she do something here?
Well, Big Smile always, ceases to amaze me. I mean, she just claws her way through and gets it done.
She does. There's no give up in that girl. Here she comes, peeking down to the inside. So Thompson got his hands full with her. A little ahead, it's still this battle with Torgerson, Whitford, and Tony Ratliff.
Wrecker walked away from Leal a little bit, but what I thought he might have burned his stuff up a little bit, but he is starting to catch up to Leal as Rifleman. He's doing his thing, Dean.
Yeah, Rifleman is looking good tonight. I mean, I think he's had a lot of traffic to deal with, but he was solid. One of the best cars, as we were just talking about a couple of them. He was another on the long run, so watch for him. Coming up on 36 to go for Adam Wrecker. He's opened up over a second lead over George Leal. Can he hang on, Adam?
And as we were talking, Toad Man got around the Warden. He has moved up to the 11th spot.
All right. Toad Man really making some moves. Some people adapting. Track, perhaps doing something. Let's see what any better, Ozzy. Definitely going through changes out there. The Toad Man looking in on Rick Thompson. How about this? The 19 down to the low side. Trying to get a good drive off the corner. He'll clear. Wow. Acceleration out of the 19. Put him up into 11th.
I'm wondering if the Toad Man's singing inside the car tonight, if he's going through changes or not.
Could be. I mean, he's a little bit of everything. Iron Man changes. He got it all going on. Torgerson gets by Whitford. Now, Tony Ratliff down on the inside underneath Whitford. Ooh, Whitford with a tad of a pinch there. And they both survived the corner.
Yeah, that could have been rough right there if they actually made the contact.
Rachel right in front of the Toad Man in 10th. Can the Toad Man keep that machine under him for the next 30 plus laps?
Yeah, Troy actually put a little decent gap between him and Whitford.
Yeah, he was one of the fastest cars at him on the long run. Here, about a 10th off our leader, Wrecker, just absolutely destroying this track with an 24.83. Leal right there with him, and then Jason Ratliff just a hair slower, so top three still fastest on the track. Meanwhile, Otto Viani has gotten by Lance Ripka. Let's go and take a replay on that. Here's the move. You can see Ripka with a couple of wiggles there. That car just braking on him a little bit. Otto Viani gets underneath. They head down into the corner. And it looks like no choice. I wouldn't say he let him go by any means. Otto Viani just drove right past him.
Yeah, he muscled his way into that spot. There's no doubt about that.
So Otto Viani sets his sights on third place, Jason Ratliff. George Leal now 1.2 seconds behind Adam Wrecker. Wow, Wrecker absolutely flying, not to be deterred tonight.
Yeah, but on that last one, Leal was 4 thousandths faster.
Did you hear yourself? 4 thousandths faster?
Oh.
I mean,
that gummy is kicking in.
That's about like a splitter width.
That gummy is kicking in, folks.
In honor of Ozzy, you got to do what you got to do up here in the booth. So George Leal, Ratliff, there's Otto Viani, Ripka, Jason Spear. Let's talk about Spear a minute here. Solid run for him. I mean, he's been sitting there on this top five the whole night, and it's been solid. We haven't seen him fall. We haven't seen him do anything silly. It's a really good run for Jason Spear.
It is. It's good to see him not in the fence or on a wrecker yet, but hopefully he can get a good solid finish to help his points out. But tell you, Leal ran a 7 to Wrecker's 8:20. Leal's coming.
Yeah, Leal's trying to do something. We know there's no give up in him. There's Whitford and 8, then Tony Ratliff. Watch out, but here comes Rachel Hunt with that high entry. Cuts it down a bit, looking for a big run.
Actually, Troy is third or fourth fastest car on the track right now. He's running down Spear.
Oh yeah, Troy is coming, no doubt about it. He is certainly on the move. The battle here, though, Hunt and Ratliff. As Claus Williams, something happened back here. Yeah, he just got by Rick Thompson, I believe. So Claus, another guy who did well on the long run, he's starting to move.
Yeah, and Rachel's trying to get it done, but look, Toad Man's right there. He said, this ain't over yet. Said we might have 25 laps to go, but I'm going to put my name in the box.
Yeah, Rachel is definitely coming. The lead also coming down. Leal's cut it down to 0.8 of a second here with 25 to go. So Wrecker is not going to get this easy. Jackson just gets by Bruce. Bruce just not his night tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to see the Ward struggle like he's has. He's got a lot of talent in it, and like you said, I think he's ready for a mile and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. So Leal has been closing, still hanging just under 8/10 here. Can he get it done? That's a lot of track here with 23 to go at Iowa, Adam.
Yeah, a lot of things can happen. I mean, we could have another caution, or, you know, somebody could blow a tire from overdriving it. We have seen that. I know that happened to me here at this track. I did blow a tire coming to pit road.
Here's Whitford, Tony Ratliff, Rachel Hunt, that is 8th, 9th, 10th, and the Toad Man in 11th, Claus William 12th, Rick Thompson in 13th. They're close, but they're all spaced out, Adam.
They are, and that last lap, record ran a 9:27 to Leal's 8:43. He's there.
Yeah, he's definitely coming. Coming down to 20 to go at the line. Can Wrecker hold off the charging George Leal? Leal doesn't have to just get there. He has to make the pass. "14 sprint car says, I'm teaching Adam how to race." Not sure who's
There's a lot
teaching
of
you
Adams
anymore,
in here.
Adam. You're getting taught by a lot of people.
I'm saying. Looks like Claus Williams is catching Toad Man right now. And Thompson.
This is what everybody is saying. Everybody is saying, I did it. We all want to claim credit for you, Adam.
Oh man, Toad Man just scraped the wall going into 3.
Toad Man on the high side. Under heat, Thompson almost into him. Back to the wall goes the Toad Man. Thompson drives on through. So Toad Man falls to 13th. Thompson up to 12th. Claus up to 11th. Whitford trying to get underneath of Rachel Hunt, or is that Rachel on the outside? I think that's Rachel moving forward. She's up to 9th now.
Yeah, that was a really big moment. Could have gotten really scary. I mean, Tony Ratliff got around Whitford as well in that situation, and they were all able to hang on. But these guys are dealing with a handful right now.
They are up front, coming down to 16 to go. Wrecker leading by 0.6 of a second over George Leal. So Leal edging in there as the laps tick down at him. He has one bad corner, and his gains over the last 5 laps are gone.
Well, you know, it's one thing to catch them with these vehicles we have now, but it's one thing to pass them. The dirty air comes into play every single time.
And that's about the spot, isn't it, Adam? That 0.6 seconds or so?
I mean, I dealt with it the other night in the race that me and you ran. When you get to that sweet spot, it doesn't matter what line you use. You literally have to go outside the fence to try to pass somebody to get that clean air on the nose.
All right, so Wrecker now approaches lap car big dog Greg Ratliff. Have we ever said that before, Adam?
Yeah, Big Dog has had a rough night tonight, and he got caught down the lap, and it just haven't been able to recover.
Yeah, and that Wrecker got by nice and clean. So did Leal, so still 0.6 seconds at the line. Wrecker, 13 laps remaining.
Tell you, the most exciting battle on the track is this 9th through 12th right now. Is just crazy.
Oh, and Rick Thompson loops the Toad Man, going to come on the high side and challenge for that spot. Toadman got the position. Can he get the drive off the corner? He will. Put the Toadman up to 12th. Rick Thompson down to 13th.
Yeah, these guys are racing hard right here in this group, for sure.
I mean, and the great thing about it, Adam, you see different lines through the corner, in particular 3 and 4, but really in both corners, everybody kind of taking their own line around here.
Yeah, everybody's fighting for that air on that left front headlight to try to help the car turn. And right now, Rachel's leading that group, and she's controlling that air for these guys.
All right, Claus Williams ready to make a move on Whitford. There he goes. He's going for it. Whitford with an odd adjustment, and Claus a little odd bobble on the bottom. So they both fight it, survive, and they end up side by side.
Got a late little battle brewing right here between Ottaviani and the Rifleman. He started closing in pretty good the last 3 laps.
All right, we continue with Claus Williams trying to get Whitford here, who think he will, but I don't know. Whitford surging back on the outside. Great corner by the 44. This time, Claus drives it in a little deeper, maybe too deep. They remain side by side. We take a peek up on, it looked like Rick Thompson again loose off the corner. Sorry, as I move the camera around. Rick Thompson's struggling out there tonight. This battle continued to heat up. Ottaviani slowly closing in on third.
I think he's going to end up passing right now. It looks like Whitford just, his car's giving up too much on that high side.
So Claus coming. Next up, Rachel Hunt. Rachel been solid. She's in ninth. Can Claus get up there and challenge? He gets a massive run off the corner. This will bring him right up there. He's thinking about coming underneath. He's gonna. Claus Williams surging. Almost a 4-tire slide into the entrance there. But he makes it stick. He'll get underneath. I think Claus has got this spot. Oh, and there goes a Toadman. No, sideways. Back up the track. Outside wall. We stay green.
Oh, wow.
So as this battle rages on, it's Adam Recker coming down the backstretch. He'll be looking at 5 to go when he crosses the line, and he's opening it back up to 7+ tenths. Ottaviani desperately trying to catch up to the Rifleman. We got the Toadman coming into pit road, heavily damaged. Tragedy for him.
His tires popped and it's locked up. You can see it in there.
Chill from Ozzy. He's saying the Toadman going through some changes. I mean, Ozzy's just, he's not a broadcaster.
Yeah, Ozzy's done a pretty good job calling this pit road play-by-play for us tonight.
So Leal trying to desperately to catch Adam Recker. I don't think outside of a huge mistake he can do anything about it. This Columbia machine of Adam Recker been solid. He was first. It looked like he gave it up on purpose to tighten up his car and ride behind Leal. Not sure. We'll find out at some point. But it all worked. The second run, he said, no, I'm ready this time. And he took the lead and he hasn't looked back. He's coming down to 2 to go. A little further back there, Spear in 6th, Torgerson 7th, Tony Ratliff 8th, Claus Williams has got to 9th, and Rachel Hunt hanging on to 10th with Whitford behind her. We go back up front.
Yeah, Ottaviani, man, he gave it a heck of a valor to try to get up to Rifleman, and yeah, I don't think he's got enough in the tank to get it done, Dean.
All right, white flag waves. Adam Recker down through 1 and 2. What a race he has had. It's been picture perfect all night long. That's what you got to do to beat the likes of George Leal. Wrecker through 3 and 4. He is going to be victorious here in the Ironman 175. Leal in second, Ratliff third, Ottaviani in fourth. Ripka rounds out your top 5.
That was a good finish for several guys tonight. Rifleman, Ottaviani getting the top 5.
We go to Ozzy here and see what he has to say about it all. He didn't have nothing to say, Adam. He's just very excited. Very excited for Adam Wrecker here and the show he put on. I mean, what a drive. Adam, I mean, that's how you race out here. I mean, I think he played a perfect race here tonight.
He did. He was pretty methodical, had a lot of speed, and he adapted to the track once all the rubber got laid down and made the best of it and brought it home to victory lane.
Yeah, fantastic work, no doubt. Let's go to the race results here. And you can see we did our top 5. Jason Spear comes home 6. Torgerson, Tony Ratliff, Claus Williams, Derek Whitford gets a top 10. We missed that. Last lap, Whitford stole 10th away from Hunt. So Hunt 11th, Thompson, Jackson, Bruce. Hey, LaPrime, a nice finish for LaPrime, up 10 spots into 15th. Lester, Porkchop falls to 17th. Beller 18th. We look a little further back. And you get Craig Ratliff, Jason Brantley back here. I mean, Gilly, tragedy at the end. Valley, early carnage. So we got a lot of guys who went through some stuff. A tough night out on the track for some, Adam.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough night for some guys.
All right, well, let's go to a short commercial break. We'll come back and we'll get some race interviews in. Here at Iowa. We just talked about it, Adam. This racing surface, this repave, if you will, it wreaked havoc on a lot of guys here tonight.
It sure did. And we saw the comers and goers real quickly and who adapted to the new track. And, looking through the results to see some guys that normally have good races and finish up front, they did not do good tonight.
I mean,
that'll definitely shake that points up, Dean.
I mean, nobody said it better than Ozzy, right? I'm going through changes. And that's my singing for the night. All right, let's get into some race interviews here as we bring in the Rifleman, Jason Ratliff, the 55, finishing third here tonight. Great run out there, Jason. Congrats.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you. Feels good getting a podium finish.
So tough track, right? I mean, a lot of guys. It was different for everybody. It looked like even you probably needed 50 laps to really get the feel of what was going on out there. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean the new repave definitely threw a wrench in the plans. Did a lot of practice last night. Didn't really have long run speed, but just went out there and tried to save that first long run we had. And I don't know, I just drove the time out of it that last green flag we had because I knew it was going to be really hard to pass, so I just tried to pass while I had fresh rubber and just tried to stay ahead of everybody. The track was cool, but it still, I don't know, it felt like you scrubbed a lot in 1 and 2 even. Just tried to use little as well as I can, and just put the pedal down.
Yeah, well, that's probably the best thing you can do, right? A little less wheel, but we seen you make a couple of passes on the outside. Was that only available in the early part of the run? I mean, and did you feel like, man, I got to get this done early because late is going to be impossible?
Yeah, the outside was only feasible on new tires because you could actually drive it in there pretty good as long as you stayed on the new asphalt. And still have a little bit of grip up there, and then you could really get the drive off. You could straighten it out, get the throttle earlier, in 2 and 4 really. So fresh tires, you could do the outside after probably 30, 40 laps. That probably wouldn't be feasible. You'd probably be spinning out.
Well, so you did an excellent job out there putting on a show. I mean, how big is it to keep hanging in here and keep getting these top threes and wins and stuff? I mean, it's got to be big for you, Jason. I mean, we've been watching you race here for a long time, and it's been a steady climb to the front here.
Yeah, it's a big change from driving in the back like when I first started to actually coming up and racing with these boys, and it's an honor, and I'm glad to be able to have the chance to come out here and see what I can do compared to the other guys.
Well, Jason, congrats again on third place. We'll turn the mic over to you, brother.
Thank you, Dean. I'd like to thank United Motorsports, our team. I'd like to thank all the admins here that put on a good show and do a lot of work behind the scenes. I'd like to thank Alive Church and Mike Brown for sponsoring Sunday nights, and for Kailu Glass for Tuesday nights, and East Coast Web Printing, and JB for doing Thursdays, and for you guys in the booth for put on a good show. It's always nice to have something to go back and watch the next day.
All right, Adam. That's Jason Ratliff, the Rifleman. Third place finisher this evening.
Yeah, I've caught up with second place finisher tonight, George. Lil, tell us about your race, man. Did you have anything for Wrecker? And if you did, what happened?
Yeah, I thought I was going to, but when I started pushing a little bit there in the last 20 laps or so, my right rear started sliding a little bit, and he was just doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, we noticed that you definitely were the fastest car on the track for the last 20 to 25 laps of the run, and it just looked like maybe a little bit of the air was giving you a little fit, plus the right rear, plus, what did you think about the new pavement? Did that give you any trouble at all?
So as far as catching him, I think right around the time I started catching him, he started sliding up the track a little bit and keeping his momentum up. I tried to do it. I was getting too loose on exit. But as far as the track, I didn't notice. I don't know if it was the track or the setup, but it was like really touchy on entry, and I didn't really figure it out till the race was going on, and I was braking too much on entry, and I was started letting it ride in the corner a little farther, and then applying more brake. But it was good. I know a couple guys are really good here, and they noticed quite a big difference. But I thought it was a pretty fun track.
Yeah, I noticed, telling Dean when I raced here, it kind of looked like what y'all were dealing with. You were having to hit a certain point before you could gas up. And did you notice that the bump was gone in turn one as well?
Yeah, the bumps up real high. Yeah, they don't seem as bad. It's still, if you overdrive the entry a little bit, I found myself bottoming out pretty hard. Like I said, I don't know if that was due to the setup or just the bumps in the track.
Well, George, man, heck of a finish, and I'll give you the mic for a shout out to any sponsors, teammates, or anything else you got going on.
Yeah, I'll shout out the sponsors of the league, Live Church, Kailu Glass, and East Coast Web Printers. We couldn't be on TV 3 nights a week without them, and without you guys. Thank you for doing the broadcast. Thank you everybody at RGR for making this such a fun place to race. And big shout out to Adam Recker. He's been coming on really strong here lately, and he deserved that win.
Well, Dean, that was George Lill right there, your second place finisher.
All right, we head to our winner tonight, the 11, Adam Recker. Congratulations, Adam. What an effort here this evening. And we don't have Mr. Recker. Where did he go?
He's gone to see Ozzy.
Oh no, I gotta bring him back. Mr. Wrecker, are you with us?
I'm here. I think you
I'm
kicked me out.
I might have kicked you to the wrong spot. My bad. Congrats on a fantastic win, man. What an effort, Adam. I mean, it looked to me like you did everything right here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Dean. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was a hard fought win. I'm exhausted. I thought I might have used my stuff up trying to get away from George and Jason and Lance that the last run. Um, but I switched up my lane in 1 and 2. I was trying to get a run off of 2 to go down the backstretch. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty proud of it. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough league to race in. It really is.
I want to talk about the first run, Adam. You're out front. George Leal comes underneath. I can't tell whether you're letting him go or he's passing him. I'm thinking you're letting him go, and I'm thinking to myself, this might be on purpose. I've driven some loose tracks in the past, and I always found that getting in behind a guy kind of helps that tighten that thing up. But was that at all planned, Adam?
It was. He was catching me, so I figure I'm not gonna battle him right now in the first run. It's just like, uh, and like, it's always good to follow someone because you see their breaking points. You get to save a little bit of tire. Um, but yeah, no, it was. I think we burned our stuff up a little bit in the first 2 runs. But luckily we had that caution come out because I was probably gonna pit in the next like 5 laps there.
It was awesome to watch, and we've been asking everybody about this track. I think really you top three, top five weren't too affected by it, but it was different from traditional Iowa, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. A lot of people were saying the track was very loose, but as I was telling George in the other waiting room there, I I wasn't really that loose. Maybe after the tires were worn out, like 60, 70 laps, but I was trying to keep the car in the darker spot as much as I could, because I felt like the car had a little more drive off, and then once you get to like the old pavement, that's where you could see it getting a little loose on the straightaways.
Yeah, and what we're seeing, Adam, this is pretty consistent, and you can relay this that a lot of the guys who think it's loose, it's actually a tight condition they're fighting. And they're putting in so much wheel we got in these cameras. I mean, between you, George Leal, Jason Ratliff, between that and going to some of the guys who were struggling, I mean, it's night and day. They're putting twice the wheel in it and trying to get in the throttle when the wheel's cranked. That's creating, in my opinion, that loose condition. I mean, is that something you work on, not trying to use as much wheel?
Yeah, you want to I mean, I'm not an expert, but I always thought it was it's good to let the car roll through the corner. I was giving it a little break entering, and then halfway through the corner, I was kind of letting it roll through and easy on the throttle. I mean, you never want to crank down on that throttle because that's when you get loose. You just kind of want to let it ease back into it and then get the power down.
Well, it was a master class tonight. Congrats on, I believe, another. Well, I was going to say your second, but you've had at least two, Adam. And I told you before, I mean, you're a constant now at the front in this Xfinity Series. It's great to see, man. I think you also unofficially have taken over the points lead by a point, so we'll see about the official standings. But a real battle between you and Ripka forming up, that's going to be exciting as well.
Yeah, second win. It's hard. It's easy to keep track because there's not many wins. Because, like I said before, it's it's a really tough league. I mean, everybody's awesome. Everybody races with respect. Some of the drivers are really good, like George, Jason, Lance. Like, I'm probably forgetting everybody. But yeah, it's a great league. Lance is a great driver. So yeah, we'll see what goes on the following weeks.
All right, Adam. Congrats again, and we'll give you the mic, brother. Anybody you want to shout out?
No, like again, like always, like shout out you guys. I mean, you guys do a great job week in, week out. Um, I'll probably watch it tomorrow or something. We'll see. But thanks to our sponsors. They put a lot of work into Alive Church, East Coast Web Printing, Kylie Glass. I know they sponsor all the leagues, and that's definitely appreciated. And like I just said, I mean, everybody in the league, appreciate everybody. It's one of the best leagues, as Todd always says. It's great. It's awesome.
All right, Adam. That is Adam. Adam Recker, that is, in victory lane with a great victory here at Iowa.
Yep, he did a great job and completed his task and winning the race and holding off one of the best in the RGR.
And he did it all in front of Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy, here for the night with us. Bit of an odd affair with Ozzy, but as most things are, other than singing. A great man out there, front man for Black Sabbath. We loved it out here. But all in all, for myself, Dean Doucette, for Adam, the Bulldog Newton, and for Mr. Ozzy, the late Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. That's going to wrap it up here from Iowa, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.